Have you ever wanted to buy something at a street market but felt nervous about the price? Today, you will learn how to negotiate like a confident shopper. You will also learn 6 important English words: bargain, discount, vendor, receipt, reasonable, and deal. These words are very useful in everyday life. Now let us begin our story. It is a warm Saturday morning. The sun is shining and the air smells of fresh fruit and spices. A young woman named Clara is walking through a busy street market in her city. She carries a small canvas bag over her shoulder. Clara loves markets. She enjoys looking at handmade things, tasting new food, and talking to the people who sell there. Today, she wants to buy a gift for her mother. Her mother's birthday is next week, and Clara does not have a lot of money to spend. Clara walks slowly past many stalls. She sees scarves, pottery, wooden toys, and baskets. Everything looks beautiful. Then she stops. She sees a small table covered with handmade ceramic bowls. They are painted in blue and white, and they are very pretty. Behind the table stands a man with gray hair and kind eyes. He is the vendor. A vendor is a person who sells things, usually at a market or on the street. The vendor smiles at Clara. "Good morning," he says. "Please, take a look. Everything is made by hand." Clara picks up a bowl carefully. It is light and smooth. She turns it over and looks at the bottom. There is a small price tag. The price says $30. Clara thinks for a moment. She only has $20 in her bag today. She does not want to leave without the bowl. It is perfect for her mother. So she decides to try something. She decides to bargain. To bargain means to talk with the seller to try to get a lower price. In many markets around the world, this is completely normal and accepted. Clara takes a small breath. She smiles politely at the vendor. "Excuse me," she says. "This bowl is lovely, but the price is a little high for me." The vendor nods slowly. He is not surprised. Many customers say this to him. "How much would you like to pay?" he asks. Clara thinks. She does not want to offer too little. That would be rude. She wants to be fair. "Would you take $20? She asks. The vendor picks up the bowl and looks at it. $20 is a little low, he says. "I made this by hand. It took me 2 days." Clara listens and nods. She respects his work. She knows that handmade things take time and skill. "I understand," she says. "The bowl is beautiful and your work is very good, but I only have $20 with me today. Is there any discount you could offer?" A discount means a reduction in the original price. When a seller gives you a discount, you pay less than the normal price. The vendor is quiet for a moment. He looks at Clara. He can see she is honest. She is not trying to trick him. She simply does not have more money. "What about 25? The vendor says. "That is the lowest I can go. I cannot sell it for less than that." Clara thinks. $25. She does not have that today. But she really wants the bowl. She has an idea. "What if I buy 2 bowls?" she asks. "I have $30 in total. Could I buy 2 for 30? That seems reasonable to me." Reasonable means fair and sensible. When something is reasonable, it is not too much and not too little. Both people feel comfortable with it. The vendor raises his eyebrows. He looks at the 2 bowls on the table. He picks up a second one and holds it next to the first. $30 for 2, he says quietly to himself. He is thinking. Selling 2 things at once is better than selling only one. He smiles slowly. "All right," he says. 2 bowls for $30. You drive a hard bargain, young lady." Clara laughs softly. She is very happy. "Thank you so much," she says. "These are a gift for my mother. She will love them." The vendor wraps each bowl carefully in brown paper. He works slowly and gently so the bowls do not break. Clara opens her bag and takes out her money. She counts out $30 and hands it to the vendor. The vendor takes the money and puts it in a small tin box. Then he writes something on a small piece of paper and gives it to Clara. "This is your receipt," he says. A receipt is a written record of what you bought and how much you paid. Keep it safe. Clara takes the receipt and puts it in her bag. "Thank you," she says. She looks at the wrapped bowls on the table. She feels very pleased. "You know," says the vendor, "I do not give discounts often, but you were polite and honest. That made a difference." Clara smiles. She feels good about the way she negotiated. She was not rude or pushy. She was just calm and honest. "It was a good deal for both of us," Clara says. A deal is an agreement between two people about a price or an exchange. A good deal feels fair for everyone. The vendor nods. "Come back anytime," he says. "I will have new bowls next month." Clara picks up her two wrapped bowls and places them gently in her canvas bag. She says goodbye and walks back into the market. She feels confident now. Before today, she was nervous about bargaining, but now she knows it is not scary. It just needs patience and kindness. She stops at one more stall. She sees a small painted scarf. She thinks it will also look nice on her mother. She looks at the price tag. The vendor at this stall is a young woman with bright eyes and a big smile. "Good morning," she says. "Can I help you?" Clara smiles back. She feels calm. She knows exactly what to say. "Yes," she says. "This scarf is beautiful. Is the price negotiable?" The young vendor laughs warmly. "At this market, everything is negotiable," she says. And so, Clara begins to bargain again. Later that afternoon, Clara sits in a small cafe near the market. She has two wrapped bowls and a beautiful scarf in her bag. She spent less than $35 in total. She found some wonderful gifts, and she learned something important about herself. She learned that bargaining is a skill. Like any skill, it gets easier when you practice, and being polite is the most important part. Now let us quickly review the 6 key words from today's story. This will help you remember them. First, vendor. A vendor is a person who sells things, usually at a market or on the street. Clara spoke to a vendor who made ceramic bowls. Second, bargain. To bargain means to talk with a seller to try to get a lower price. Clara bargained with the vendor for the bowls. Third, discount. A discount is a reduction from the original price. Clara asked the vendor if he could offer a discount. Fourth, reasonable. Reasonable means fair and sensible. Clara offered to buy 2 bowls for $30. That felt reasonable to both of them. Fifth, deal. A deal is an agreement between two people about a price or exchange. Clara and the vendor made a good deal together. Sixth, receipt. A receipt is a written record of what you bought and how much you paid. The vendor gave Clara a receipt for her purchase. You did a great job today. You listened to a full story in English and you learned 6 very useful words for shopping and everyday life. Try using these words this week. You can practice in your head, with a friend, or even write a short sentence for each word. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to Fluent Story English. New stories come out every week to help you grow your English naturally. Thank you for learning with us today. Keep listening, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next story. Goodbye for now.